Hi, I'm Angela Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. Starting with a little bit of sad news this morning, former heavyweight champion and St. Louis native Leon Spinks has passed away after a lengthy battle with cancer. The legendary boxer won gold in the 1976 Olympics and went on to defeat Muhammad Ali for the heavyweight title in 1978. Spinks was 67 years old. Now, I'm sure you probably watched the Super Bowl yesterday, right? So I guess we have to say congratulations to Tampa Bay. Yeah, that's what we're calling them now, Tampa Bay. You see, the Lightning won the Stanley Cup. Last night, the Bucks won the Super Bowl. The Rays were in the World Series. I mean, they're doing really well down there. Like, they're winning everything. So that is pretty exciting for them. Now, I don't know if you were like me, but maybe you were a little bit conflicted on who to cheer for. So I'm obviously from St. Louis, and KC is kind of like our adopted team since the Rams ran away from us. So I didn't know really who to cheer for. See, a lot of my friends, when I lived and worked for the Rays, either worked for the Bucks or know people who worked for the Bucks. So I was kind of hoping, for them that they would win, but I didn't want Tom Brady to win because I hate Tom Brady. I hate that man very, very much. I know that's crazy. He's probably like the greatest of all time or one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But look, there he is. He just looks so smug. I just don't like him one bit. And I was really hoping it was going to be like the changing of the guard, the young kid kind of takes over and takes that's not what happened. Now, if you are looking for a silver lining, Blaine Gabbert, he got a ring. Parkway West graduate. I'm pretty excited for him that way. I got to interview him a few years back while he was watching his brother play. So it's nice that, a little local love happens there. He's actually Tom Brady's backup right now, but, he gets a ring and that counts. Now, if you were hoping for a good game, you didn't get one. No, you sure didn't. That was a blowout. That was actually pretty awful to watch, but maybe you were hoping for good commercials. There wasn't many of those either. But there was one commercial that I did like, and that was the Alexa Michael B. Jordan commercial. That's the commercial where the woman is pretending her Alexa is Michael B. Jordan. So he looks at her like that and then is in the bathtub with her, reading her book. Now, if this was anybody else, it probably wouldn't be quite as good, but Michael B. Jordan is very attractive, therefore it worked for me. I know that you guys were thinking I was going to start the show talking about the anthem, right? Because everybody who knows me knows I am a huge, huge Eric Church fan. I was very excited to find out that he was going to be singing the anthem. He was joining a woman named Mrs. Sullivan, and they were going to sing the anthem together. And I think this is pretty cool because I had never heard of her before. And then when I went and looked her up, she's a great singer, right? So I was like, that's going to be interesting. I'm guessing Eric is going to sing background vocals and play his guitar. I was shocked. I loved what they did. So the arrangement might have put some people off because it wasn't like the typical anthem. However, the producers of the show came to Eric and Jasmine with that kind of rendition, and they both agreed that they liked it and would do it. I thought it was interesting because I know Eric has been asked to sing the anthem before and always declined. He wanted to do it this time to kind of promote unity. And if you take note, he was wearing a purple jacket. Purple, not usually his color of choice, but red and blue make purple. Also, he uses purple to kind of push together his choir, his church choir people. I thought it was a great rendition and I really liked it. Eric once sang here. He once sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" at Busch Stadium. That's a picture from that day 1,000 years ago. And I'm not gonna lie to you, he did not do very well after that day. We talked about it and he was like, how do you deal with the kickback? Because if you are talking or singing in a live arena like that, there's a kickback that kind of comes back. So after you've said a word, you kind of hear the word come back at you. And I guess for a singer, that's very difficult. I always thought it was kind of cool. But it's really cool to see him do so well, and it went over pretty well overall. So, congratulations. I know I always say that I'm so proud of him, and that sounds really weird because I'm not his mom, but I'm proud of him. Today on the show, I've got a great guest for you. Amanda Doyle is here. She is going to be talking about her book, 100 Things to Do in Missouri Before You Die. I mean, how cool is that, right? We've got some great stuff. She's going to fill you all in. Plus, I've got a ton of Valentine's Day. Let's get started with today's Daily Mix. Now, I've got my pink on for Valentine's Day, but I really should have been wearing my red because Valentine's Day might be a few days away, but it's also American Heart Month. This is a great time to start making heart health a regular part of your routine. Join the Our Hearts movement for lots of great tips and inspiration for a heart-healthy lifestyle. You can join them on Facebook and Twitter and at hearttruth.gov. Now, nothing makes your heart feel better than doing something good for others. And this Friday, you can help heat a home and get a tasty sausage or egg biscuit for just $1 at the 21st annual Hardee's Rise and Shine for Heat. You can pre-order through February 9th or just stop in at your local Hardee's during breakfast hours on February 12th. 100% of the proceeds go to Heat Up St. Louis. To find out all the ways that you can give or help, or just get help, visit heatupstlouis.org. I think it's pretty cool that they've been doing that for over 20 years now. It's pretty amazing. Valentine's Day is also this weekend, and for 30 years, White Castle has been the Valentine's destination for many, myself included. I've now been there with 2 different boys. Now, the boys didn't last, but White Castle has, because it's amazing when they make it Valentine's Day. Now, there's a fun fact. The tradition actually started right here in St. Louis and Minneapolis, and then it spread across the country with White Castles near and far, transforming into love castles every February 14th. I'm so excited, you guys. This year with the pandemic, they are having to reimagine things just a bit. So instead of reserving a table, you can reserve a parking spot at Slider's Love Point and tune into Slider's Love channel on Spotify for a playlist of love stories and special shout outs. You guys, I'm so mad that there's not a boy that I know right now that I can make take me here, because I freaking love when it's Valentine's Day. I mean, it's so fun. Now, you can book a spot and learn more at whitecastle.com. And if you have a special someone, take them there. They're gonna love it. Now, if you are single and hate to flamingo, then Sports and Social at Ballpark Village is the place for you. They're hosting a luau brunch on Valentine's Day with bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys, DJ, entertainment, limbo contest, and heart-shaped piñata full of giveaways. There's going to be plenty of photo ops and a chance to shred your ex for a complimentary shot. The Single and Hate to Flamingo Luau Brunch takes place this Sunday, February 14th from 11 to 2. To reserve a table and learn more, head to stlballparkvillage.com or visit Sports and Social on Facebook and Instagram. Okay guys, I'm pretty excited about this next one. Now, if you want to give a really unique gift to a friend who would probably love to shred their ex, I get just what you need. A cockroach dedication from the Butterfly House. Okay, really, this isn't just limited to exes. This could be for anybody who's awful to you, like a bad boss, I know one of those, or any sort of other not so special someone, or someone who just loves roaches, I guess. I guess you could do it as loving if they love the roaches. Who loves roaches? I don't know. Anyway, here's how this works, okay? I think this is kind of fun. You choose the person you want to honor, or really dishonor, and through the Cameo app, the Butterfly House will name a cockroach after them and then send you the video to share with your friend for a special treat. Now, all of the proceeds go to support the Butterfly House, which is nice. To make a roach dedication, I know you want to make a roach dedication, so do this. Visit butterflyhouse.org. I think that is so much fun. I really, really think that is fun and mean, and I love fun and mean. Another unique gift, and this is definitely for someone you like, not someone you don't like, is giving them the gift of the Gateway Arch Park Foundation membership. Not only will you be helping to support the park's most critical needs, but your Valentine will also get to enjoy a monumental experience with passes for tram rides to the top, free parking, special member-only events, and so much more. They just announced last week that the renovations of the old courthouse will begin later this year as part of the final component of the massive City Arch River project. To learn more about the Gateway Arch Park Foundation, including how to become a member, Visit archpark.org. And all month long, the Gateway Arch Park Foundation is celebrating Black History Month by paying homage to African Americans throughout history who have paved the way for everything from civil rights to blues music. Another great reason to make sure you're following them on social media as well. St. Louis Lambert International Airport is also celebrating Black History Month on social media. Now they're featuring at least 10 of the men and women who are portrayed in the Black Americans in Flight mural located in Terminal 1. For 30 years, the mural has been a daily tribute to African American achievements in aviation from 1917 and beyond. You can see all 5 panels of the mural online at artoftravelstl.com, and be sure to follow Fly STL on social media. And next time you're flying out of St. Louis, I definitely recommend that you stop to take a look at that. Now, in honor of Valentine's Day this weekend, we thought it would be fun to do a little throwback to my Valentine's Day date with Andy. That was awful. It was an awful date. A great place, awful date. You know what? Just check this out.
Hello!
Hey, you made it!
I did! I'm so excited for our date!
Yay! It'll be fun!
I got you something special.
Oh, my!
Yeah, it's...
Did you get these off of Grace?
No, they will never die. So you can keep them forever.
So I can remember this day for the rest of my life.
The rest of your life. And if we make it that far together, right?
Oh my! Well, let's go start the day.
Let's go start this first date. Once when I was 12 years old that you can't always be. The wheel with Angela was so much fun. Great start to our first date. We were vibing. I think we had a lot of laughs, a lot of fun things to say to each other. So we're gonna go eat at the soda fountain and have a great meal. Hiya, table for 2, please.
All right.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
This is so good!
Yeah, we should totally share it. So here you go. Oh, here, you can hold that. This is so good. It is really good. It is so good.
The date with Andy not so much. However, I'm gonna come back here for a date to go on the wheel and to get the shake. That was so much fun. Really, the only thing saving this date was the location, because it was an awesome location. Andy,
We had a lot of fun with that, but you know, in actuality, those dates that go horribly, horribly wrong, they actually end up being great stories for later in your life. So if you had a real life horrible, horrible date, at least you know it's, a good story for later. I'm very excited now. I am being joined by Amanda Doyle. She has wrote this amazing book, 100 Things to Do in Missouri Before You Die. Amanda, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Okay, so you gotta tell me, between you and John, the two of you have written like a dozen books kind of centered around Missouri. So tell me, how does that work?
We're having a contest and I didn't even know it. But so John is from Missouri, John Brown, my co-author. And he has been, because of his work, he's been all over the state, and he just knows everything. And I am not from Missouri. I'm a transplant. And I think when I got here a long time ago, I just kind of nosy and wanted to know what there was. I didn't really have any concept of what St. Louis or Missouri was when I first moved here. So between the two of us, I think we bring kind of two different perspectives, but they turn out to complement each other really well. And we had a lot of fun working on this book.
So I have to ask you, of these 100 things to do in Missouri, how many of them have you done?
between the two of us, we have covered them all. And there are lots, of course, that we've both done. But we each have a list now from the other person's list that we're going to plow through this year if we can.
So I've got to ask you, since you're, one of the co-authors of this book, what is something that's on your list that you're excited that you're going to get to try that you haven't done just yet?
Oh gosh, there are so many things, and I can't wait till I feel like I can move around a lot more. But one of the places that I discovered that I'm really interested to see is Van Meter State Park, which is in Miami, Missouri. And they have there an entire cultural history museum about the American Indians of Missouri. So this is something I've come to know a little bit about, mostly because my first grader just did a project about the Osage Nation. So I've got a first grader's understanding, but they have just artifacts and large-scale exhibits of all the different tribes and groups that have lived in this area. So that's top on my list as soon as I can bust out of here.
I mean, this is great. So I read through this weekend, and there's obviously a lot of things on here that I've already done because I am also from Missouri, born and raised. So there's a lot of things on here that I've done. But there's something here that I didn't. Now I want to get scuba certified so I can, do the whole scuba mine thing. I feel like that would be awesome.
That is something that I think people are shocked if they don't know about. The Bonne Terre Mine in Bonne Terre, Missouri. It's on National Geographic's list of the top 10 most amazing places to dive in the world. That may not be the actual name of the list, don't quote me, but it's been cited by National Geographic because it is this unparalleled opportunity. And when you go in there, you cannot believe what you're seeing. It's an abandoned mine that got flooded out, and they use it now for tours, and it's kind of like a cave experience. But also people go there and dive. And when they flooded it, they left a lot of the office equipment and sort of gear of the miners. They didn't want to go to the expense of pulling it all out. So apparently when you dive, which I'm not a diver, you can see there are lockers and just desks and stuff down at the bottom of this enormous mine.
It sounds amazing, and I couldn't believe I had never heard of it before. So I think this book is really fun, and that way, even for people who are born and raised here, because there's a lot of stuff that we just don't know about just yet.
Well, and there's also stuff that you always, you hear about and you think, oh yeah, I'm going to get to that. But we all get busy and everyone's living their life. And I will say one silver lining maybe of being cooped up at home for so long, I feel like a lot of people are really ready to rediscover what is close, what is easy. We're not going to take that stuff for granted, maybe the way that we have been. So I hope it'll be useful for people as they're planning their return back out into the world.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I actually really like about this book. Although there are some things in this book that you probably need to check, especially as this pandemic continues on. But there are other things on here that you can do solo with plenty of space, outdoor activities, and I think that's really cool, especially right now when people we're really getting antsy, and this is something you can do. There's things in here you can do that are very safe.
Absolutely. There's tons of outdoor stuff. Both John and I love the sort of natural amenities that we have in the state. And there are lots of things you can do. One of the first things in there is the Missouri Spirits Expedition. So a lot of people know that we have great brewing and great wineries in Missouri. There's also a big movement towards distilling and spirits. And so they've created this sort of choose your own adventure path. You can go find out which ones are open, of course. But you can go and get a little passport checked off, and that's something you could do very easily with the people in your car that you've been hanging out with. That wouldn't entail being in a big group or being, indoors and crowded a lot. So I think there is a lot of that people can take advantage of pretty quick.
Yeah, one of my favorite things, my grandfather, when he was alive, we used to go to Hahatonka Park over there in the Ozarks, and that's one of my favorite places because of that, and that's in this book too, so I think that's just great.
Yeah, and it's so scenic. That's another place that people, if you haven't been there or haven't seen it, when you see friends posting an Instagram picture or a Facebook picture of the ruins there, people are just like, wait, where, what? This is in Missouri? What is this? It's just such an odd little place, but it's a great day trip, even from St. Louis area. And again, a place you can be outside and enjoy yourself.
So the things you have done in this book, what is something that is really just the top of the list for you?
Oh gosh. Oh, that's such a, why didn't I think about that question ahead of time? Well, I think something I always take, so I'm in St. Louis, obviously, something I always take people to do when they're visiting me from out of town is to go to the Cathedral Basilica. People may not realize that we have the world's largest collection of mosaic art here in St. Louis at the Cathedral Basilica. So it's stunning from that aspect. It's a history of St. Louis in tile. If you care to sit there a long time and look up, there are stories told in the art that you can learn about St. Louis. And they have a museum down in the basement of just about mosaic art, how mosaics are made. So I think it's unexpected maybe for some people. I'm not Catholic, so I didn't grow up going there ever for any other reason, but it's something I think really anybody can be amazed by.
I think it's a fun book. I think people definitely need to check it out. Is there something on this book that you thought when you found out about it, were kind of like, oh, that's surprising?
Oh gosh. Yes, so many things. I will say the most surprising to me, and this is when it's great to have a co-author on a project like this. So John is super sports guy. Personally, he's very athletic and into sports, and just as a fan. So all of the college level teams, I think we think Mizzou's great, but we have more than 6, 7, 8 different really high quality college level teams, men's and women's teams in several different sports. And I love going to games for things like that. I'm kind of a casual fan of everything, but if you're somewhere where the people are pumped up and they expect to see a great game, what could be better than that? So that's obviously a little bit down maybe on the fall and winter list of activities, but I'm excited to check out some of those places.
Yeah, that energy is kind of contagious. How can somebody pick up this book, and how can they find out more about you and everything that's going on?
Oh, for sure. So my website is amandaedoyle.com, same as my name on the cover of the book. You can buy a signed book there. Obviously, there's not going to be a whole lot of in-person things right now, but John and I will be updating some events as we go. But right now, you can find it there and at your favorite local bookstore as well.
Definitely have to check out the book. Amanda, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I think this is really fun. After you check out this book and all the 100 things you can do in Missouri before you die, make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. You can even drop us a line at the Daily Mix at stltv.net. We want to hear from you. That's going to do it for the Daily Mix, but keep it right here on STL TV and experience St. Louis.